Hello friend, so glad you're here tonight. Get comfortable, pull the covers up and let the day loosen its grip. There's nowhere else you need to be. Before we begin, a small request. Most of the people listening tonight aren't subscribed. If this channel has ever helped you drift off, take a moment to subscribe and tap the like button on tonight's video. Both are free, they take 2 seconds and they help this channel more than you'd think. And you can always change your mind later. And if you feel like it, leave a comment telling me where in the world you're listening from and what time it is where you are. I love reading them. Tonight we are going to slow everything down and live a single ordinary day inside a medieval castle. Not the legend, but the real day, built only from what history actually records. There is nothing to do and nothing to remember. If you drift off somewhere between morning and nightfall, that is exactly how this is meant to work. Settle in. Let your breathing slow down and let the day begin. One more thing before we begin. I'm also a co-founder of a sleep app built to be the most affordable one out there. No ads, ever. Just sounds and stories made to help you sleep. It may not be released yet as this video goes up, but if you're watching a little later, it might be out by now. Just search for it, it should be easy to find. It works on iPhone, Android, and everything in between. Downloading it is the best way to support this channel. The day begins early, often at dawn. You rise with the first light, your hands reaching for the wooden tinderbox on the bedside table. A soft glow illuminates the room as you strike a match and light the candle. The air is crisp and cool, carrying the scent of the castle's stone walls. Your feet touch the cold floorboards as you make your way to the wash basin, the water already chilled from the night before. You splash your face, the droplets clinging to your skin like tiny crystals. The rule is clear, dawn marks the start of another day in this medieval fortress. You wrap a woolen cloak around your shoulders, the fabric rough against your fingers as you step out into the quiet courtyard. You notice the dew on the grass, dampening your slippers as you walk. The castle's massive doors creak open with a gentle push, revealing the first rays of sunlight. A slight breeze carries the distant sound of birdsong from the forest beyond. Your breath mists slightly in the chill air before disappearing into the stillness. The heavy door swings shut behind you, the sound of its latch clicking into place echoing softly in the courtyard. A single bird takes flight from a nearby tree, its wings cutting through the still air with a slow, rhythmic beat. Your breaths become visible, puffs of mist as you draw the cloak tighter around your neck, the rough wool offering little warmth against the morning chill. The sunlight stretches across the cobblestones, casting long shadows that dance gently in the breeze. As the first light of dawn breaks, you hear the gentle chimes from the chapel bells echoing through the castle walls. The sound is soft and distant, yet it carries a sense of purpose that begins to stir the household. You rise from your bed, the cool stone floor beneath your feet reminding you of the day ahead. Outside your chamber window, you hear the rustling of leaves in the courtyard as the wind picks up. The air is filled with the scent of fresh bread wafting from the nearby kitchens, a comforting aroma that signals the start of another day in this medieval fortress. You make your way towards the great hall, the sounds of the castle coming to life around you, the clanking of pots and pans, the murmured conversations of servants preparing for the day. As you enter the hall, the warmth from the massive fireplace envelops you, chasing away the morning chill. The tapestries adorning the walls seem to come alive with their vibrant colours, a stark contrast to the dark stone walls that surround them. You take a moment to appreciate the intricate details of the woven scenes before continuing on your journey through the castle. The sunlight filters through the stained glass windows, casting a kaleidoscope of colours onto the polished wooden tables. The warmth from the fireplace reaches out, creating a comforting glow that dances on the stone walls. The great hall's high ceiling allows the smoke from the hearth to slowly rise and dissipate, leaving behind a hint of wood smoke in the air. The gentle hum of activity fills the space as the servants busily set out platters of food and pitchers of steaming liquid, readying for the day's first meal. The morning sun casts long shadows over the outer wards, where stables, workshops, and barracks stand in ordered rows. You step out of your chamber, the air cool and damp, carrying with it the faint scent of hay and horse. Your hands brush against the rough stone wall as you make your way to the stable, the sound of horses whinnying growing louder with each step. The stablemaster barks orders, his voice echoing in the vast space. You approach the first stall, the horse inside nickering softly, its breath warm on your outstretched hand. You can feel the horse's strong heartbeat beneath your palm, its powerful muscles tensed against the stall door. The stable's straw underfoot muffles each step, creating a soft, cushioned path. Dust motes dance in the slanted sunlight filtering through the open stable doors, illuminating the tiny particles floating in the still air. The horse's warm breath condenses slightly on your cold fingers, creating a fleeting dampness that quickly evaporates. You can hear the steady rhythm of its breathing, punctuated by the occasional snort, as if sharing secrets only the two of you understand. The stall door creaks gently under your touch, the wood smooth and worn from years of use, bearing silent witness to countless mornings like this one. A soft nicker echoes through the stable, a symphony of greetings among equine friends, as they too stir with the dawning day. The horse's mane tickles your fingertips as you run a hand through it, each strand coarse and strong. The stable's timber beams creak softly overhead, bearing the weight of years and the warmth of the morning sun. A soft breeze carries the scent of oats and grain from the nearby feed room, mingling with the hay's aroma. Your boots sink slightly into the stable floor, the packed earth yielding gently beneath each step. As the sun peeks through your window, you hear the constant clucking of hens, their feet scurrying across the packed earth. The air carries a faint scent of hay mixed with the sharpness of metal tools laid out on the nearby workbench. Your hands already busy, you begin to sweep the loose straw from the previous night's stables, the warmth of the animal's breath still lingering in the cool morning air. The castle is a hum of activity, not a single quiet corner left, as servants and labourers rush past with baskets filled with laundry or fresh bread. Your feet shuffle through piles of grain sacks stacked high against the wall, each one marked with chalk for easy identification. Above you, the rafters are laced with hammocks, a reminder of the soldiers who will soon occupy them during their morning drills. The dust from the straw tickles your nose as you inhale deeply, the scent grounding you to the familiar routine. The broom's bristles scrape gently against the earthen floor, leaving behind a faint pattern of grooves. Your muscles remember the motion from countless mornings past, easing into the rhythm with each sweep. The soft glow of dawn casts long shadows through the stable doors, illuminating the straw bales stacked neatly in the corner, ready for evening's use. The sun's warm rays creep across the floorboards, gradually melting the overnight chill from the stones beneath. The harness hanging from a nail by the door creaks gently with each sway of the wind, its leather straps smooth and worn from years of use. A wooden bucket sits nearby, half full of water that's turned to ice during the night, waiting patiently for its morning wash. A stable cat stretches languidly atop a bale of hay, blinking sleepily as it watches your progress. You wake to the hum of servants already at work, their hands plunging into buckets of soapy water, scrubbing the stone floors clean. The castle begins to stir with the clanging of pots and the crackling of fires being lit in each room. You join them, your hands now gripping a broom, sweeping away the remnants of yesterday. The air is filled with the scent of beeswax as candles are replaced and trimmed. Each task must be done with care, for the castle's smooth operation depends on it. Your fingers trace the cold stone walls as you carry fresh rushes to refill mattresses, the sound of rustling leaves a soft accompaniment to the day's duties. Your breath fogs in the cool morning air as you bend down to retrieve a stray feather from the floor, the weight of the castle's history pressing gently upon your shoulders. The rhythmic thud of a distant hammer echoes through the corridor, signalling that repairs are underway. You pause by the window, watching as dewdrops roll down the glass, their path guided by the uneven surface of the pane. Each movement is deliberate, each moment filled with a quiet purpose that resonates within the ancient walls. Your fingers tingle from the chill of the stone walls as you press your hands against them to steady yourself. The bristles of the broom leave faint trails in the dust, like whispered secrets etched into the floor. The sunlight filtering through the window warms the back of your neck, casting long shadows that dance with each sweep of the broom. The castle's silence is broken only by the steady ticking of a distant clock, its rhythm guiding your movements like an unseen metronome. The sun barely reaches your shoulders as you, the marshal, step out into the chilly morning air. Your hands, calloused from years of work, grasp the reins of a horse waiting for you by the stable door. The smell of hay and manure fills your nostrils, familiar and comforting. Behind you, the castle looms large and solid, its stone walls holding centuries of history. You walk towards the blacksmith's forge, where sparks fly as the smith shapes red-hot metal with practiced ease. The soldiers under your command stand at attention, their armor gleaming in the soft light. Your day begins with inspecting the horses, ensuring each one is well cared for and ready to pull carts or wagons. As you move through the stables, the sound of hooves on straw echoes around you, a symphony of life that sets the rhythm for your morning duties. The horse's breath forms a mist in the cool air as you lead it out of the stable, its coat glistening with dew. Your boots sink slightly into the damp earth underfoot, leaving imprints that quickly fill with water. The smith's hammer strikes the anvil in a steady rhythm, the sound resonating through your body like a heartbeat. You pause for a moment to listen to the birdsong filtering down from the trees above, their melodies blending with the morning symphony. You can feel the warmth from the forge growing closer, a gentle caress on your cheek. The dampness of the earth seeps through the worn soles of your boots, grounding you to the moment. A soft breeze carries the scent of pine needles and wildflowers from the nearby forest, mingling with the smoke from the fire. The sunlight catches the dew-kissed leaves above, casting dancing shadows on the ground beneath your feet. You awaken to the gentle hum of activity outside your chamber, the castle slowly coming to life around you. Your feet touch the cold stone floor as you make your way down the dimly lit corridors, the scent of beeswax candles lingering in the air. You find yourself in the quiet chapel, the soft glow of morning light filtering through stained glass windows, casting kaleidoscopic patterns on the worn pews. The chaplain is here, his robes rustling as he prepares for the day's first service. He turns to you, a silent nod inviting your presence in this sacred space. You take a seat, feeling the smooth, cool wood beneath your palms. The scent of incense hangs heavy in the air, mingling with the faint smell of old parchment and worn leather bindings. His voice begins to fill the chapel, resonating with a calm assurance that is both soothing and grounding. You feel the rhythm of his words, each one measured and deliberate, like the steady beat of a heart. The other residents begin to filter in, their footsteps soft on the flagstones, their whispers hushed and respectful. You know that this moment is sacred, a pause in the day's busy duties, a time to seek spiritual guidance and solace. The sun's rays shift slowly, casting dancing shadows on the floor as the chaplain's words weave through the air like threads of silk. The scent of candles melds with the faint aroma of dust disturbed by each whispered breath. A soft breeze from an open window gently stirs the chapel curtains, their movement almost imperceptible, yet adding a subtle harmony to the tranquil scene. You rise with the sun, your hands still warm from the night's slumber, already craving the familiar weight of a leather-bound glove. The falconer is waiting, his eyes scanning the sky for signs of movement. You join him, stepping into the quiet courtyard where the falcons perch. Their feathers glint in the morning light, each one a miniature sunrise unto itself. The air carries a faint scent of the woods beyond, mingled with the rich smell of leather and oil from the hoods that cover their heads. The falconer speaks softly, his voice barely above a whisper as he guides you through the daily routine, tending to each bird's needs, checking their jesses for wear, ensuring their perches are clean and secure. Your fingers brush against the soft feathers, feeling the tension in their bodies as they prepare for another day of training. The rule is clear. Every falcon must be in peak condition, ready for when the hunt begins. The feathers tickle your palm as you lift each falcon, their claws gripping gently, instinctively knowing the difference between prey and care. The hoods come off slowly, revealing eyes that blink in a sudden brightness, taking a moment to adjust to the world outside their temporary darkness. You feel the slight tug on the jesses as they stretch their wings, muscles flexing beneath the smooth skin, ready to take flight when released from their perches. Each bird's breath is warm against your wrist as you gently cup their bellies, feeling the rhythm of life pulsating beneath. Their beaks are strong but careful when they peer at you, almost curious about this human who cares for them. The sun climbs higher in the sky, casting longer shadows over the courtyard, yet it feels cooler here under the falcon's watchful gaze. Every movement in the courtyard is deliberate and slow, respecting the calm that settles over the birds as they await their turn. You rise with the sun, its gentle rays filtering through your window. As you step out of bed, your feet meet the cool stone floor. You make your way to the castle's grooming chamber where the barber awaits, his steady hands ready for their daily tasks. His table is laden with finely honed tools, scissors, combs, and razors glinting in the morning light. The air is filled with the scent of lavender and rosemary oil, a soothing aroma that lingers around you as he begins his work. With practiced ease, he runs the comb through your hair, each stroke careful and deliberate. You feel the cool steel of the scissors against your scalp as he trims your locks. The blade of the razor is warm from his hands, its edge whispering softly across your skin. Each stroke leaves a trail of freshness, clearing away the remnants of sleep. Your face feels refreshed and clean. You can almost hear the silence speak. Today, you are ready to face the day's challenges. The barber applies a warm cloth to your face, the dampness easing any lingering tension. His fingers massage with gentle precision, each knuckle tracing lines of relaxation. The oil in his hands leaves a light sheen on your skin, glistening under the morning sun. As he finishes, you can feel the slightest sting from the soap, a reminder of his careful attention. The warmth of the towels he uses to dry your skin is soothing, like the first rays of sun after a chill night. His fingers, now dusted with powder, glide over your face, removing any lingering moisture. The scent of the powder is faint but comforting, a soft whisper in the room. You notice the quiet hum of his work, a rhythm that seems to match the gentle ticking of a distant clock. You wake to the sound of distant clattering, the chamberlain's voice echoing through the halls, summoning the domestic staff. Your hands, still warm from sleep, reach for your tunic, the coarse wool rubbing gently against your skin. You join the others in the great hall, the air filled with a comforting scent of fresh bread and smoke from the hearth. The chamberlain stands before you, his expression stern yet fair, as he outlines the day's duties. Your feet shuffle on the cold stone floor as you listen intently, the weight of responsibility settling on your shoulders. You are one among many, each with a vital role in ensuring the smooth operation of this medieval castle. The heavy drapes around the great hall filter the morning light, casting long shadows that dance with the draught from the open door. Each movement of your body echoes in the vast space, the soft rustle of cloth against cloth breaking the silence between tasks. Your stomach rumbles gently as you catch a whiff of the simmering porridge nearby, a reminder of the simple yet sustaining meal awaiting you all. The chamberlain's hand gestures are precise and measured, each command clearly delineated in the air before him, guiding your actions for the day ahead. Your fingertips trace the worn embroidery on your tunic's cuff as you ponder the day ahead. The cool morning breeze carries with it a hint of moisture, promising a day of steady labour. Each step across the flagstones resonates beneath your feet, echoing the castle's ancient wisdom. Your breaths are measured and calm, harmonizing with the rhythmic clanking of distant pots and pans. As you rise this morning, the sun is just beginning to cast its warm light into your chambers. You make your way to the laundry house where the launderer awaits. Your hands, still waking from sleep, are led by hers as she shows you how the fabric must be dipped and swirled in the steaming waters. The air is filled with the scent of soap and clean linen. You watch closely as she explains that there are 7 large tubs to be filled and emptied each day. She tells you that this work, done diligently, ensures the castle's linens remain fresh and bright. Your fingers begin to tingle from the heat of the water as you follow her motions, learning to feel the weight and resistance of the fabric. The laundry house hums with a rhythm of dipping, swirling and wringing, each movement precise and purposeful. The steam from the tubs rises in gentle waves, creating a soft mist that clings to your skin. By the end of the day, your hands will bear witness to the work, their touch now familiar with the task's demands. The laundry house's stones absorb the moisture, making the floor slick under your bare feet. The heat from the tubs causes tiny beads of sweat to form on your forehead, trickling slowly downwards. You notice that the soap leaves a thin film on your hands, making them slippery as you handle the wet fabric. The repetitive motions have a soothing effect, lulling your mind into a state of quiet concentration. You stir, the dawn light softly piercing the thick wool curtains that surround your 4-poster bed. Beside you lies your spouse, equally roused by the subtle shift in ambience. The air is faintly scented with lavender, a gentle reminder of the previous evening's preparation for rest. Your hand reaches out, feeling for the warmth of your partner's body. You are not alone in this awakening. It echoes through the castle, as the lord and lady rarely wake in solitude. Servants begin to stir in their chambers below, ready to tend to your needs and those of the household. The castle hums with a sense of anticipation, for the day is about to unfold in grandeur, just as it has done so many times before. The curtains flutter slightly in the breeze, casting dancing shadows on the wooden floor. A soft creaking of doors echoes through the halls as they are gently pushed open by unseen hands. The scent of bread wafts up from the kitchens, a hint of the feast to come. The sunlight filters through the stained glass windows, bathing the stone walls in a warm, ethereal glow. Your fingers intertwine with those of your spouse, a silent acknowledgement of the shared experience. The rustling fabric of the curtains whispers secrets from the world outside, enticing you to rise. The stone walls seem to absorb and reflect the dawn light, creating an ever-changing tableau that dances around you. The wooden beams above creak softly, as if sighing in contentment with the new day. You enter the great hall, its vast wooden beams echoing with the chatter of retainers who call this space their own. The aroma of roasted meats and freshly baked bread fills the air, drawing you towards the long trestle tables laden with food. As you sit, a servant approaches, offering you a trencher filled with meat and vegetables, the simple meal echoing the day's routine. Your hands, calloused from years of labour, grasp the wooden utensils, their rough surfaces familiar against your skin. The room's warmth is comforting, a reprieve from the chill of the stone walls that line the castle's exterior. Above you, the rafters stretch out like the branches of an ancient tree, providing a canopy for the retainers who will sleep here later. For now, the hall is alive with conversation and laughter, the heartbeat of life within these walls. The fireplace in the corner crackles softly, its embers casting a dance of shadows on the stone floor. Candlelight flickers from chandeliers above, their wax dripping slowly like honey. The tapestries adorning the walls seem to absorb the noise, providing a sense of quiet amidst the bustling activity. A breeze from an open window carries the distant song of birds, mingling with the muted din of the hall. The weight of the trencher settles in your lap, its edge pressing gently into your thighs. The steam from the food rises in tendrils, carrying with it a comforting warmth that mingles with the heat from the fireplace. The scent of ale and mead wafts through the air, their distinct notes blending with the aroma of the food to create a symphony of smells. A draught whispers softly around your ankles, bringing with it a hint of the cooler air from outside. You find yourself in the castle's storage rooms, where the air is thick with the scent of grain and ale. Your hands brush against sacks filled with grain, each one securely tied to keep its contents safe for many months ahead. The cold stones beneath your feet chill you slightly as you walk past barrels of salted meat, stacked neatly in rows, their lids sealed tight to preserve the flesh within until it is needed. You notice that the walls here are damp, but it does not bother you. It is a sign that this place is well protected from the elements outside. The rule here is simple: maintain the conditions so that the food can last through the long periods ahead, ready for any day when it might be required. You can feel the slight humidity in the air as you breathe, each breath carrying a faint scent of the earth from which the grain was harvested. The rhythmic sound of dripping water echoes softly in the distance, a reassuring sign that the moisture levels are being maintained naturally. A subtle warmth emanates from the wooden barrels, hinting at the preservation process within. The smooth stones under your touch hold the coolness of the castle's foundation, ensuring the food stays fresh. Your fingertips trace the rough edges of the barrel lids, feeling the grooves left by the cooper's tools. The musty aroma of the aging casks fills your nostrils, a comforting smell that signifies the castle's readiness for any season. You hear the soft rustle of mice in the rafters above, their presence indicating that nothing here goes to waste. A faint glow from a tiny window high up in the wall casts a dim light, barely illuminating the dust motes that dance in the still air. You find yourself in the heart of the castle, where 4 essential service areas bustle with activity. The kitchens are filled with the clatter of pots and pans, your hands deftly preparing a meal for the lord and his guests, In the bakehouse, the air is warm and comforting, scented with fresh bread as you knead the dough. The brewhouse hums with industry, where you tend to the boiling cauldrons of malt and hops. Lastly, the pantry offers a cool respite, stocked with preserved meats, cheeses and grains, ready for any need that arises. The rhythmic thud of the bread dough beneath your palms becomes a soothing beat, echoing through the bakehouse. The heat from the ovens permeates your clothes, a warm embrace that lingers even as you move between tasks. Each cauldron in the brewhouse bubbles at its own pace, their frothy surfaces glinting under the sunlight streaming through the high windows. A subtle breeze drifts through the pantry, carrying whispers of the preserved meats and cheeses, mingling with the earthy scent of grains. The yeast in the dough releases tiny bubbles that tickle your nose as you shape each loaf. The grains of malt shift lazily in the cauldron, their golden hues catching the light before they sink into the foamy brew. A thin layer of salt preserves the meats, their surfaces slightly tacky under your fingers. Each breath you take is a soft exchange of scents, from the warm bread to the cool pantry air as you move through the heart of the castle. You stand before the medieval castle, a symbol of power and grandeur that has stood for centuries. The stone walls seem to whisper tales of knights and kings from long ago. Your hands trace the cool surfaces, feeling the history beneath your fingertips. As you step inside, the scent of smoke and herbs fills the air, carrying the hints of a midday meal being prepared. The castle's great hall is alive with activity, as servants bustle about, setting tables and arranging food. Your eyes scan the long wooden benches where nobles will soon gather to break bread together. A sense of order permeates the space, each servant knowing their role in this intricate dance of medieval life. The clang of metal against stone signals the arrival of a cauldron from the kitchens, its steam rising like a spectre through the cold air. The scent of roasting meats begins to permeate the room, a savoury contrast to the earlier herbal notes. Candles flicker into life, their golden light casting long shadows across the stone floors as servants hurry past with platters and pitchers. A distant hum of conversation grows louder, the first signs of the gathering nobility. The weight of the castle's walls seems to press against you, bearing down with their ancient silence as you walk deeper into its embrace. The smoke from the kitchen fires clings to your clothes, a tangible reminder of the unseen hands that labour to create this midday feast. Each footstep echoes slightly off the stone floors, a subtle reverberation that mingles with the distant thuds and rattles of the preparations. The air grows warmer, the scents more intense, as you near the heart of the castle's daily rhythm. You find yourself in the cool, dimly lit dining hall, seated on a sturdy wooden bench, feeling the comforting weight of the bread and cheese in your hands. The air is filled with the aroma of roasted meats and fresh baked breads. A sense of calm order pervades as you watch the educated professionals, such as the steward, move with purpose among the tables. They ensure that each meal is served promptly and efficiently, their years of training evident in every gesture. The Lord and Lady are not personally overseeing these details. They have entrusted this task to those who understand its complexities best. You see the steward conferring with a cook about a dish, his manner confident and assured as he makes adjustments. Around you, others enjoy their meal, their conversations soft and muted, adding to the peaceful atmosphere. The Lord and Lady rely on these professionals to keep everything running smoothly, and today is no exception. You feel the reassurance of being in capable hands as you continue your meal. The candles flicker gently on the table, their warm glow creating a sense of intimacy amidst the bustle. The clatter of cutlery against plates is soothing, like a quiet rhythm keeping time with your thoughts. The wine in your glass leaves a delicate trail down the side as you take a sip, its smooth taste complementing the rich flavours of your meal. A soft breeze from an open window carries the scent of nearby herb gardens, reminding you of the life and growth beyond these walls. You find yourself in a noble's life, where luxury is the norm. The midday feast begins, with an elaborate table set for you and your entourage of 24. Your hands touch the fine cloth of your garment, feeling its smooth silk as you take your seat. Around you, servants bustle, ensuring every need is met. The air fills with the aroma of roasted meats and sweet desserts. This is a world of refinement, where even the most mundane tasks are performed with elegance. Your household staff is extensive, making sure each moment of your day flows seamlessly. The silverware you pick up is heavier than expected, the weight of it signaling its quality and craftsmanship. Each dish is served on plates that are as colourful as they are fragile, their edges gilded with gold. Candles flicker gently from ornate chandeliers above, casting a warm glow over the dining hall. Every movement around you is soft, as if everyone treads lightly to preserve this moment of indulgence. The wine in your goblet is a rich burgundy, its flavour deep and complex as it slides over your tongue. The breeze from the open balcony door wafts in, carrying with it the distant melody of a lute. A delicate pastry crumbles under your fingers, its layers revealing a sweet tart filling within. Each bite is an experience, savoured slowly to let the full range of flavours unfold. The tablecloth beneath your fingertips is a plush velvet, its texture inviting yet firm under the weight of silver platters. The murmur of conversation around you weaves into a harmonious tapestry of voices, each thread distinct yet blending seamlessly with the next. A gentle humidity from the steaming dishes subtly warms your cheeks, intertwining with the coolness of the wine in your glass. Soft shadows dance on the ceiling, cast by the playful movement of the candle flames above. In the heart of the midday world, you find yourself standing before the constable, his eyes scanning the castle gates. Your hands are clasped behind your back, feeling the cool stone walls as you wait for his inspection. The air is filled with the faint scent of fresh bread and herbs from the nearby kitchens. You watch as he oversees the security arrangements, ensuring that every guard is in their assigned position, each gate securely locked. His voice carries through the courtyard, firm yet calm, as he maintains the defences of the castle. The sun casts a warm glow on the stone walls, highlighting the intricate carvings that have stood the test of time. A gentle breeze carries whispers of conversations from the nearby Great Hall, reminding you of the rhythm of life within these ancient walls. You feel a sense of security and belonging as you witness the constable's vigilance, knowing that every detail is attended to with meticulous care. The stones beneath your feet are worn smooth by the countless steps of those who came before you. Each guard's stance is deliberate and practiced, their eyes never wavering from their duty. The clanking of armour as the guards shift position echoes through the courtyard, a symphony of diligence. Every shadow cast by the high walls is closely scrutinised for any sign of irregularity. The light glints off the polished helmets of the guards, casting tiny reflections onto the ground like a constellation of silent sentinels. The wind lifts the flags hanging from the battlements, their cloth snapping softly in the breeze. The scent of smoke wafts over from the nearby forge, where a blacksmith tends to his work, each strike of the hammer resonating through the air like a steady heartbeat. As you stand there, you can feel the castle's ancient foundations supporting your weight, their strength unyielding against the passage of time. You notice the butler, always attentive, overseeing the provision of food and drink for you and the others in the castle. His watchful eyes ensure that the pantry is well stocked, shelves laden with provisions to last through the days ahead. The scent of fresh bread wafts from the kitchen, a comforting aroma that fills the air as he directs the kitchen staff with precision. Under his guidance, no meal goes unplanned or unprepared. His hands, worn by years of dedicated service, touch every detail with care. The castle's inhabitants rely on his steadfast management, knowing that each day will begin and end with sustenance reliably provided. You see his eyes scan each item on the shelves, checking for any sign of spoilage or scarcity. The clinking of silverware and china in the dining hall signifies his meticulous preparation. His quiet instructions to the staff echo through the halls, a soft murmur that brings order to chaos. As he crosses the threshold into the Great Hall, the scent of herbs follows him, a subtle hint of the flavours to come. You sense the hum of activity in the kitchen, a soft melody of chopping and stirring that accompanies his every move. The gentle rustling of linens as he straightens them on tables hints at the care he takes in every aspect of his duty. His presence alone brings a sense of calm to the bustling rooms, each breath he takes measured and steady. A glance from him is enough to set tasks in motion, his silent direction understood by all. You sit on a stool in the castle's kitchen, the air filled with the aroma of roasting meats and bubbling pots. Your hands are busy with the tasks of the day, cutting vegetables, kneading dough. The cook stands nearby, overseeing your work, their experienced hands guiding yours as you learn the recipes that will feed the castle's inhabitants. Around you, the team of kitchen staff moves efficiently, each knowing their role in the preparation of the meals. The clatter of pots and pans fills the room, a rhythmic symphony of midday labour. You feel the warmth from the ovens, the coolness of the ingredients as they pass through your hands. The cook's voice is steady, instructing you on the subtleties of seasoning and cooking times. The kitchen is a world unto itself, filled with the sights, sounds, and smells of food being created. The wooden spoons you use are worn smooth from years of use, their edges softened by countless hands. The fire in the oven crackles softly, casting dancing shadows on the stone walls. A breeze from an open window carries a hint of herbs from the garden outside. Your hands grow sticky with dough, and you learn to adjust your grip accordingly. The dough beneath your fingers yields slightly as you press down with the heel of your hand, its resistance giving way to the gentle force. The steam rising from the simmering pot catches the light, creating a shimmering veil that dances above the surface. The knife slices through the carrot effortlessly, guided by the steady pressure of your grip, the vegetable's firmness providing just enough resistance. The heat from the oven radiates outward, warming the soles of your feet as you stand in its proximity, a constant reminder of the day's ongoing labour. You wake in the quiet of your chambers, a gentle light filtering through the window. The chamberlain enters, their steps soft on the stone floor. They approach you, their hands already at work with your attire. One by one, they assist you into each garment, ensuring every detail is correct. You can smell the faint scent of lavender from their hands as they brush back your hair. Another attendant stands nearby, holding out a mirror for you to see your reflection. They make sure everything is in place before leaving you to face the day. Their touch is firm yet gentle, as if you were made of glass. Every movement they make is deliberate, practiced over years. You can hear the distant hum of activity beyond your chamber walls. The mirror reflects the soft glow of dawn, casting a warm hue on your features. Their fingers deftly fasten each button, each hook, as if guided by an unseen hand. The fabric of your clothes glides over your skin like silk. The chamberlain's breath is steady, rhythmic, a silent countdown to the day ahead. The sunlight creeps steadily into the room, casting longer shadows with each passing moment. Their touch is methodical, each motion echoing the last, creating a sense of calm predictability. The stones beneath your feet are worn smooth by time and use, cool against the soles of your feet. The rustle of fabric is the only sound in the room, punctuated only by the distant murmur of servants preparing for the day. A soft brush sweeps gently across your collar, leaving no trace of lint behind. As you stand here, within these sturdy walls, you sense the union of daily life and defense. Your hands brush against the stone that separates your sleeping chamber from a guard post above. The air carries a hint of the wood smoke from the great hall, mingling with the musty scent of old parchment in the library below. Each room, while serving its domestic purpose, is designed to be easily fortified if needed. The thick wooden door you just passed through could be barred swiftly, and the narrow staircase leading upwards is steep, making it difficult for any attacker to gain momentum. Even the large windows that let in light are fitted with sturdy shutters, ready to close at a moment's notice. In this castle, every aspect of living is intertwined with preparedness, creating an environment where safety and comfort coexist seamlessly. The torch on the wall casts long, dancing shadows that seem to sway with the breeze, creating a mesmerizing rhythm against the stone walls. A faint hum from the nearby forge resonates through the castle, a comforting reminder of the blacksmith's diligent work. The coolness of the stone floor beneath your feet is a stark contrast to the warmth radiating from the nearby fireplace, inviting you to linger longer in this fortified sanctuary. The weight of the stone walls is a constant reminder of their steadfast protection, each block carefully fitted together to withstand any force. The flickering light from the torch reveals the intricate carvings on the mantelpiece, crafted by skilled hands over generations. A subtle creak from the floorboards above hints at the movements of those who guard the castle's peace. The distant echo of a gong marks the passage of time, its resonance a reassuring signal of continuity and order within these ancient halls. You stir in your bed, the dawn lights barely touching your face. The thin linen curtain does little to shield you from the world outside. Privacy is a luxury here, and even the smallest chambers echo with life. You rise, stretching slowly, feeling the stiffness of the night still clinging to your limbs. Your hands find the cold stone wall as you make your way towards the chamber pot, its rough surface worn smooth by countless hands before yours. The air is thick with the scent of wood smoke and damp earth, a smell that permeates every corner of this place. Daily movement follows tight routines here, each moment prescribed by the ebb and flow of the castle's life. You dress in layers, the coarse wool itching against your skin, a constant reminder of your station. The hall below bustles with activity as servants prepare for the day ahead, their voices a low hum that fills the air like a comforting lullaby. Your feet shuffle across the cold floorboards, each step echoing the rhythm of a life lived in service to the greater whole. Your fingers fumble with the heavy wooden latch on the door, the cold metal biting into your skin as you push it open. The dim light from the hallway casts long shadows across your face, illuminating the fine lines that trace the corners of your eyes. Each step down the narrow staircase sends a shiver up your spine, the rough stone walls pressing in on either side of you. The smell of fresh bread wafts through the air, mingling with the ever-present scent of wood smoke and dampness as you make your way towards the great hall. You stand at the castle's edge, watching the town below, a delicate balance of power and privilege playing out before your eyes. The townsfolk know their place, as do you in this hierarchy. You can see the market from here, the scent of fresh bread wafting up to you, a reminder of the responsibility that comes with living in a medieval castle. Your hands rest on the cool stone, the wind brushing your face, carrying whispers of the wider world. The power dynamics are clear, you have privilege, but also obligations. You see the town guard making their rounds, enforcing order, and you know your life is entwined with this system. The sun warms your back as you take in the scene, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on your shoulders. This is not a world for the faint-hearted, it requires steadfastness and wisdom. You turn away from the edge, ready to face the day's duties, understanding that life in this castle is more than just stone walls and grandeur. The castle's stone steps echo your footfalls as you descend into the bustling courtyard, where servants hurry about their tasks. The great hall awaits, with its long wooden tables and carved chairs, ready for the day's meetings and discussions. You feel the heavy wall of your tunic against your skin, a constant reminder of your rank and duties. In the distance, the faint clang of blacksmith's hammer signals the rhythm of daily life, steadily moving forward with the same measured pace as your own steps. You feel the hum of activity around you, a constant presence that reminds you of your place in this world. Your hands are never idle, always engaged in the tasks that keep the castle running smoothly. You can see the other members of the staff going about their duties, each one playing an integral part in maintaining order. The smell of fresh bread wafts through the air as the baker tends to the ovens. You hear the clanking of pots and pans as the kitchen staff prepares meals for the day. In the great hall, servants are laying out tables, ensuring that everything is in its rightful place. The castle requires a vast number of hands to ensure its smooth operation, with over 50 individuals dedicated to keeping it functioning like a well-oiled machine. You can feel the rhythm of their work, a symphony of motion that keeps the heart of the castle beating steadily. As you move through the corridors, you see others tending to the fires, sweeping the floors, and caring for the animals in the stables. Each task is crucial, each person vital to the daily life of the castle. The scent of beeswax from the candles being lit mingles with the smell of fresh herbs as they are chopped for the evening's meal. The rhythmic pounding of wool on the laundry stones is accompanied by the soft hum of a lute being tuned in the music room. A gentle breeze carries the whisper of fabric as clothes are hung out to dry, while the steady clip-clop of horses pulling carts resonates through the cobblestone courtyard. As you sit in the castle's great hall, a sense of hierarchy is palpable. The stone walls bear witness to the centuries of power that have echoed through these halls. Your hands trace the intricate carvings on the bench beside you, each one telling a story of the craftsman who created it. The air is thick with the scent of burning torches and the faint hint of spices from the feast prepared earlier. Across the room, you can see the Lord's family seated at the high table, their finery shimmering in the candlelight. Below them, the knights stand guard, their armor glinting under the chandeliers. Further down, the commoners huddle together, their clothes simpler but no less important to the castle's daily life. The smell of fresh bread from the kitchen wafts through the air, mingling with the sounds of laughter and quiet conversation. Around you, the tapestries depict scenes of battles and hunts, each one a silent chronicle of medieval life. The stone floor beneath your feet is cool and uneven, each step echoing through the vast chamber. The flames of the torches cast long, dancing shadows that flicker against the arched ceiling. A gentle breeze from an unseen window causes the tapestries to rustle softly, as if whispering secrets from another time. The great hall hums with a subtle energy, a symphony of subtle movements and hushed voices that brings the space to life. The warmth of the nearby fireplace reaches your back, its embers casting a soft glow on the dark wood panels. Your fingers trace the age-old grain in the bench, each rough edge telling tales of wear and use. The distant clanking of silverware signifies the start of the feast, while the flickering lights from the chandeliers above reflect off the polished wooden tables below. A faint melody played on a lute echoes through the hall, its notes bouncing off the stone walls and blending with the ambient sounds of the castle. Your hands trace the edges of the parchment, feeling the slight roughness of the paper. You are the steward, the top manager of this entire estate. The castle's accounts lie before you, numbers and letters neatly arranged in columns. Your pen dips into the inkwell, writing a letter for the Lord. The scent of fresh parchment fills the air as you document another day's legal matters on his lands. You pause, your eyes scanning the lines to ensure accuracy. This is your world, a constant hum of management and paperwork. The quill's point glides smoothly across the surface, leaving indelible trails of thought. A soft glow from the nearby window casts shadows on the parchment, each one gently nudging your eyes to read again. The faint scratching sound of pen against paper is a comforting rhythm, punctuated only by the distant hoot of an owl. As you sign off, the seal presses into the warm wax, securing another piece of history. The candle's flame flickers slightly as a draft brushes past, its light dancing on the quill's silver nib. The feather's barbs rustle softly against the parchment, each stroke leaving an indentation that you can feel beneath your fingers. A faint creak echoes from the ancient wooden desk, its surface worn smooth by decades of use. The wax seal cools slowly, its imprint preserving a moment in time for posterity. The parchment curls slightly at the edges, the paper's fibers reacting to the moisture of your ink. The quill's tip catches momentarily on a tiny imperfection in the parchment, but you adjust your grip and continue uninterrupted. A soft breeze enters through the small cracks in the wooden shutters, causing the flame of your candle to waver slightly, casting elongated shadows across your meticulous script. You find yourself on the castle's grounds, the crisp air filled with the distant baying of hounds. Your hands, though calloused from days in the kitchen, are now wrapped around the sturdy leash. The huntsman, a man of few words and many scars, stands beside you, his eyes scanning the woods. He nods, his voice barely above a whisper. Stay close and mind the hounds. The animals, sleek and alert, circle you, their tails wagging expectantly. You can smell the damp earth, the hint of autumn in the air. This is not your domain, but the huntsman's. He manages these grounds, maintains these hounds, and organizes every hunt that takes place here. The rules are clear: stay within sight, follow his lead. As you venture deeper into the woods, the scent of pine needles fills your nostrils, and the world around you seems to quiet down, save for the occasional rustle of leaves underfoot. This is not just a day in the castle, it's a glimpse into the wider world that exists beyond its walls. The leash, coarse and worn from years of use, bites gently into your palm as you walk. Every step on the soft forest floor feels damp, the moisture seeping through your shoes, a reminder of nature's unyielding presence. The wind whistles softly through the branches above, their leaves trembling slightly with each gust. In this quiet place, the distant hound calls echo, creating a harmony that seems to resonate within you. The scent of the woods seems to cling to your clothes, as if trying to keep a piece of you there. Each breath feels cooler than the last, as the air grows denser with the approaching night. The forest floor beneath your feet is uneven, each step requiring careful negotiation, as if walking on hidden whispers. A faint mist begins to rise from the ground, like a secret revealed only to those who dare to venture this deep. You retire to your chamber, the air thick with the scent of candle wax and faded roses. Your hands fumble in the dim light, carefully untying the laces that secure your headdress. It's a skill you've honed over time, as it must be, for without practice, the delicate knots would never yield. You slide off the intricate headpiece, setting it gently aside. Now, with nimble fingers, you begin to unfasten the underdresses, layer by layer, each one whispering softly against your skin as it's removed. The fabric brushes against your cheeks like a lover's hand, its touch both comforting and bittersweet. You can feel the weight of each garment as it leaves your body, the air growing colder with each layer shed. Your fingers trace the seams, remembering the hands that stitched them, the hours spent at the loom. The room seems to expand around you, the shadows taking on new shapes in the flickering light. Your bare feet seat the warmth of the stone floor, a subtle humming of heat through the thin soles. The weight of the day's ornaments is lifted, each silver chain leaving a faint imprint on your neck and wrists. A faint chill dances across your shoulders as you step away from the dressing screen, its wooden frame blocking the draft from the window. Your breaths grow deeper, steadier, as if preparing for the night's rest. Your eyes adjust to the soft glow of the bedside candle, its flame casting long shadows across your face. The mattress, filled with straw and feathers, sways gently as you sit on its edge, the rustling fabric beneath you whispering ancient secrets. Your fingers find the smooth ivory of a comb, slowly drawing it through your hair, each stroke a quiet lullaby. The room's chill deepens, making your skin prickle and your breath mist in the air. The stone walls around you stand tall and solid, their heavy presence a comfort in the stillness of the night. You feel the roughness of the stones beneath your fingers as you trace the cool surface with your hands. The narrow windows allow only thin slivers of moonlight to enter, casting long shadows across the floor. Your eyes adjust to the dim light, and you can see the heavy wooden doors secured with iron bolts, emphasizing the importance of security in this medieval castle. The air is filled with a subtle scent of damp stone and faint traces of smoke from the distant hearth. You hear the muffled sounds of the castle's inhabitants settling down for the night, each step echoing softly against the stone floors. The rule here is clear: stay within these walls until the first light of dawn breaks through the narrow windows. The chill of the stone seeps into your bones, grounding you to this ancient place. The distant hoot of an owl punctuates the quiet, a reminder of the night's vigilance. A gentle breeze ruffles the tapestries hanging from the walls, their heavy cloth muffling the sound. The castle's thick walls and low ceilings create a sense of enclosure, sheltering you from the unknown beyond. The flickering torchlight on the distant walls casts dancing shadows that seem to whisper ancient secrets. The weight of the thick tapestries pulls gently at their hooks, a rhythmic tug that lulls you into a deeper sense of calm. The cold stone floor meets your feet with a solidity that feels permanent and unchanging. A single cobweb glistens in the corner, reflecting the moonlight and reminding you of time's slow passage within these hallowed walls. You find yourself in a warmed chamber, the air carrying a hint of smoke from the nearby fireplace. The furnishings around you are finely crafted, evidence of the high status that has granted you this comfort. Your hands trace the smooth wood of the chair as you sit by the fire, its glow casting long shadows across the polished floor. The bed before you is dressed in rich fabrics, a stark contrast to the simple linens common among the lower ranks. As you lay down, the soft cushions cradle your body, lulling you into a sense of tranquility. The scent of herbs lingers in the air, a remnant of the day's preparations for guests who share your high status. In this chamber, the night is quiet and undisturbed, a sanctuary from the bustling world outside. The fire's warmth envelopes you, soothing any remaining tension in your limbs. The silence is profound, interrupted only by the gentle crackle of burning wood. A faint draught carries the scent of night-blooming flowers through an open window. The canopy above the bed shimmers softly in the firelight, casting a delicate dance of light and shadow. The fabric of the bedding has a subtle give beneath you, as if designed to mold to your form over time. A low hum emanates from the fireplace, its warmth radiating outwards, creating a sense of containment within the chamber. The air feels denser here, almost tangible, carrying the weight of the tranquil atmosphere. Each breath you take is measured and calm, mirroring the steady rhythm of the crackling fire. You lay on your pallet in the shared sleeping space, a soft murmur of voices and sleepy breaths filling the air. The straw beneath you is slightly prickly, but your body has grown used to its rough embrace over time. Servants and soldiers alike are spread out around you, their forms barely visible in the dim light of the single candle burning at the far end of the room. The scent of wood smoke lingers from the day's fires, now dying down to embers. You can hear the distant echoes of night watchmen calling out their rounds, a comforting rhythm that signals the safety and protection of the castle walls. Your fingers trace the simple wool blanket covering you, feeling its coarse texture. The space is quiet enough for sleep, but not so silent that it allows unease to creep in. The rule here is clear. You are part of this collective rest, bound together by the shared responsibilities and labours of castle life. The faint glow of the candle casts long, dancing shadows across the ceiling. Your breaths begin to slow and deepen, in time with the rhythm of those around you. The straw beneath shifts slightly as someone turns over, a soft rustle that does not disturb your peace. A faint smell of mead lingers from the evening's meal, mingling with the wood smoke. Your head begins to sink deeper into the pillow of straw, a comforting weight against your cheek. The candle's flame flickers gently, casting warmth on your face as it dips low. A sense of security envelops you, like the blanket that drapes over your shoulder. Each inhale brings a subtle hint of lavender from the nearby potted plant, its fragrance woven into the air. And that is where we leave this day. A medieval castle gone quiet at last, centuries away from here. The day will still be waiting whenever you return to it. Sleep well.